go. Caught me off guard. What's up, guys? Welcome to the American Horror Story here on theStreamtv. My name is Xavier.
And I'm Kristin Carole. It's so good to be back after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, man. Do we really need to have a week off with Thanksgiving?
No.
I mean,
I think we need another serial killer Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What are they
I kind of
thankful
feel like
for?
it'd be a cool thing to have it on Thanksgiving. So it's like you're sitting around anyway, right?
I agree.
But anyway, it's all good. Well, you know, it's not a custom that I celebrate, so I guess I have less meaning for it. But anyway, so we just watched episode 8, The 10 Commandments Killer. What did you think of it?
It was so dark. So it's hard to, like, when we were talking about coming in here and everything, I don't know about you, but I feel like my energy level is just just very solemn because it wasn't as exciting, but it was all the answers that we were looking for,
Definitely.
which was perfect. What did you think?
Definitely. No, I agree. I loved it. Yeah, it was depressing as hell and bizarre. Okay, so cat's out of the bag. John is the 10 Commandments killer. Bizarre that, there was such high debate about this all week, right? Like, everyone's going, it can't be John because it's just too obvious. You know,
it was too obvious.
There were some really cool theories like flying around. I was telling Kristin, I wrote a blog about it today, but they were saying, you know, theorists all over the place were saying, all right, it could be Will Drake. It could be Liz Taylor's son, which I thought was really cool. You know, he left his son in 1984, and the son probably would have been around that age, which I thought was a real cool pickup. The next one was that Liz Taylor's son was Will Drake, and that he was coming to the hotel to confront him. All these wild things going around, but in fact, it was just John. What did you think of it?
On the one hand, I think it was really great because John needed something to kind of excel his character arc a little bit, but on the other hand, like I had said with the Lady Gaga, the Countess being James March's wife, I'm like, it's too obvious. But it seems like they're going that route, and I don't know about you.
Well,
I kind of like the twists a little bit more than it usually
maybe
has.
they can't put twists on everything. I don't know. Like,
some stuff is obvious, right?
Yeah,
it's always what you're looking for is right in front of you.
And Kristin brought up a really good point earlier tonight, that this is really similar to last season with Twisty the Clown, in that he was revealed straight away after like 5 episodes. It was like, oh, okay. I thought, like, you sort of think this is going to get drawn out for the whole season, and then it just sort of gets cut off. But
where they made the big bad dandy instead of Twisty. So now we have the 10 Commandments killer. We still have about 6 episodes left.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Well, it seems like, obviously, I don't want to skip too far ahead, but it obviously seems like this is just the start for John. He's like, yeah, now I know I did it, and I liked it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm gonna keep doing it. Well, he's got 2 more kills. So we'll get into that.
We were both trying to go through like
which ones did we hit?
Yeah, like which had been done and which hadn't. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with the 10 Commandments, but
we didn't. Thou shalt not kill or commit murder. We hadn't done that one yet.
Yeah.
And then there was kind of speculation over what the second one was because some of them kind of cross over because there's no other idol than me.
Yep.
Then it's also, you know, don't take my name in vain, which I don't think we had seen yet. So I thought maybe that was second one. They needed to show those.
I know, if they could list them out for us, that would be great, right?
Because he's taking his own little twist on it, because he killed gossip people, and then it all makes sense, but I just thought, like, they could have tied it a little bit tighter.
Sure. Also, we loved being on this set so much with Jamie Brewer and Helena Matson. We thought we'd just stay here, because it's real nice. So here we are, the two of us, on the big fancy set.
Yes.
But, guys, all right, so what do we think of the... we've just been through the first part, so obviously Ren died, so now we've worked out that Ren was kind of his little accomplice, really. So, it was just bizarre, like the way that last week's 2 weeks ago, his episode finished off with her running out and getting killed. It's like, who is this girl, and what was her connection with all of this? So, what did you think when you saw that it was actually Sally that was pushing her to follow him?
You know, it was interesting to me that that's why she was following him around. I didn't suspect, I thought he was the killer, but the whole backstory to it, we knew that March had something to do with it because he made all those hints at the dinner, but the fact that Sally set this little girl out to follow him around because she can't, that was really interesting to me. It's very manipulative. It is almost like she's taking cues from the Countess a little bit on how to manipulate these children. I'm not
and what did you think
sure I like that.
What did you think of the whole... Yeah, I know. I guess it came from a nice place that she cared for him so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we get all this backstory, but before we get into that, like, what did you think of the whole confession, I guess, that she got from him, really? That Sally is like, all right, I'm going to take you, and beyond this door is going to answer a lot of questions. He's like, but I'm in this room. Like, what do you mean? Who had the key? She's like, the killer had the key, took him into the next room, and then all of a sudden he has this epiphany that it's him. What did you think of all of that?
I liked the explanation they had later on, that when he's not in the Hotel Cortez, that's why he doesn't remember, because the Cortez likes to keep all of its secrets inside, basically, and have control over it. I did think it was kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe if he took too big of a break from the hotel, and that's why he forgot when he came back to the hotel, like, hey, was I ever here before? I felt really bad for Sally, too. It was very, just like the poor girl. I mean, she has to explain to her, can we say boyfriend, her lover, that he's a killer.
So. And I don't know, how does he account for all this time away from his wife as well? Like,
well, and it kind of.
No wonder she's angry all the time.
Exactly,
like,
right?
I'm kind of feeling for Chloe Sevigny these days because it's for Alex, because it's like we were always wondering, like, I'm like, I get her character, but like I don't like her, but I kind of get some insight into this, you know, and I kind of see how John would have been a nutcase to live with for the 5 years beforehand, right?
Yeah, if he was going there every couple of nights and disappearing and not telling her. And I thought it was interesting, she made the whole comparison, like, if you're cheating on me, you would have called to make an excuse, so it's even worse that you're just leaving and not telling anybody. I still am not sure if I believe that she loved him when she said that, when he came back
With
after the
Holden.
fir's time. Yeah, right before they went out with Holden, she goes, yeah, I would have done all this stuff if I didn't love you. And I was like, I'm still not buying that.
Yeah, I know. She's a cold. She's
but
just,
I
playing
feel
a cold,
for her a little bit,
she's
though.
playing a cold fish really well in this, right?
Really good at that.
Yeah. So then we get into this part where I thought, well, first of all, before I get into anything, I thought Evan Peters did such a great job in this episode. He was just so convincing, so he's really pulling on. Like he's really grown on me. I mean, I liked him from the start, but he's really selling this character to me. I'm really buying it. Like even his jaw, you know, the movie, he's really put some work into it, and he's stayed really consistent across the whole season. Like
I love him each time I see him even more. I also, because you see all the interviews with him and how much he enjoys playing it, and you can just see that he's having so much fun with this role, and it's so different than anything.
He's always been like such an amazing actor since he was a kid. You know, he's always been this prodigy actor. So I feel like he must just be like, yes, like a challenge, let's do this. And I think he's killing it. But literally killing it. I know he's an absolute psychopath, and we're praising how much we love the guy. So he's obviously doing something right. But yeah, so I mean, what I wanted to bring up next was just the whole meeting of John and Mr. March, and finding out that John's almost like his apprentice, really. It was, I did not see that one coming.
Did you think for a little bit, I had a feeling that, I don't know if he was like possessing him maybe, and that's why he was going out, but to find out that John was doing all this on his own, was that surprising to you? Did you think there was something more devious at work? I
agree. I thought it was in the absinthe, and then it was kind of like, you know, he gives him this absinthe, and then he put that liquor in his like tea or whatever it was the next time, and that it sort of seemed like there was something going on there, but it was really just absolute manipulation over a really long period of time. And
he didn't seem like a sloppy drunk at all either. There's a lot of alcohol in absinthe, and he just kind of walked around.
I know he wasn't. I mean, he woke up in his car. I don't think he was hallucinating though, but isn't that if that's what you're supposed to do? But I feel like
it looked like he had he said, oh, this is illegal, so that means he has the legit kind that should make you hallucinate, because you can get the other kind in the States and it doesn't make you hallucinate. It's just like 60% alcohol.
Yeah. No, I've had bad experiences, don't worry. But I feel like it was just, it was like really long-term manipulation where he was like slowly showing him things. Like he brought him in with a candle instead of lighting up the room, and showed him a couple of dead animals and one dead guy, and then brought him back. And then eventually we see at the end, he's like, here's what I've been doing. I need you to finish it off for me.
I mean, James has nothing but time to really make this work completely. I mean, where's he going?
Yeah. No, he's going nowhere.
He's going nowhere
What
fast.
did you think when it all the penny dropped that they'd stolen his kid, that him and Lady Gaga, him and the Countess had conspired together to steal Holden.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I think I was reading a lot of the reactions. I don't think a lot of people would have saw that was part of it. I feel betrayed by Lady Gaga because I thought her reason for taking all these children is, oh, they're neglected, blah, blah, blah. And we even saw in the other episode with where she saved Ren from the car and punched the window and took the child in. I was like, oh, she's actually really great to all these children. And it turns out it's just like her twisted ways with her ex-husband.
Yeah,
They're not really divorced,
and like that
right?
also reminds me. I mean, do you remember when Lady Gaga gave Alex that speech that she was saving Holden from neglect? So does that still play? Does that still come into play, or is that just bullshit?
Remember we talked about that a little bit, that, okay, how much is she manipulating even Alex into doing this? And it's all manipulation. Now, I'm not sure about the other children, if there was such a big endpoint for taking them as well, or if that was just because she likes blonde children.
Well, yeah, and obviously she's kind of like filtering their blood to make it, you know, there's that that whole side of things going on.
I loved, I'm going to go really girly, I loved her outfit talking to James, like the hat and the big cape.
Whose
that
outfit?
She had on. The Countess, because it was kind of different for her. When she was talking. I'm just going to go girly for a second.
You need to get another girl on the panel. I kind of remember, was it Sparkly? Was that? Oh, that was a different
That was
thing.
a different one. That was funny though, because Miss Evers goes like, how do you launder that?
Yeah,
with
that's
all the
right.
Sparkles on there.
That's right. But anyway, so I thought that was awesome that they managed to tie that off, and that you can really see that Ryan Murphy and the team are really doing some thinking. I thought it was really cool, and I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. And tell me if you guys were expecting that or were as completely as surprised as we were. You could tweet us in with the hashtag AHSAS. And Kristin's got a live feed going right now, and we're also responding to you guys all throughout the week, of course. So shoot us your questions, and especially on that topic, who saw that coming? Because we certainly did not.
I'm very interested. What did you think of Lady Gaga overall tonight? Because she just had a couple of like zingy one-liners, and it was about her last week. So this week she was just like a side player, like everybody else.
I thought I really liked her. I'm sold on Lady Gaga as well. But I thought she was really cool. I thought she added a nice little spice, and you can really see she is conspiring with Mr. March as well. Like they're a lot closer than I realized. I thought it was like a once a month thing, but it seems like it's more than that, right?
It's kind of an interesting relationship because she doesn't seem to very much like him, or does she just play that off? Like, you know, some couples that are like, I hate you so much, I hate you, but then they actually like are in love.
Yeah.
That's just how they are.
And also, speaking of side characters, I thought Dennis O'Hare killed it tonight as well. I feel like he's been so consistent as well. He's done such a good job, but I loved how he stood up to John Lowe and was like, yo, if you touch me, I will slit your throat in your sleep. And I'm like, yes, boy.
He's just waiting. He's going to kill somebody. He's like waiting to get back at the whole Tristan thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. Well, and I wrote something on our blog about Tristan because that's going to eventually come around. Finn Winthrop talked about it. So we'll see him again at some point.
Side note, guys, should we save this for the question? The vampire elementary school, should we just leave it?
Let's say that because
leave it. All right, I'll get back to it. Sorry, I'm going to contain myself. All right, so what do we all think? If you guys, we actually rewinded this and to see it again, but there was a conversation between Sally and Mr. March where he's like, "Have you forgotten our arrangement?" Kristin, tell us the line.
Because he said, "If you've got an arrangement, you know, I allow you to be in here with this thing that you concocted,
You conjured up,
yeah. And then we see the addiction demon,
yeah,
and it was really weird. And the addiction demon, he mentions like, he has to feed, otherwise he's going to feed on you, and says that to Sally.
Yeah.
So
he said, "You're under my protection."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're under my protection of this creature, this monster or whatever that you've conjured up. He's got to feed. He feeds on other people, and if not, he'll be feeding on you. So basically, whatever that means. So obviously, he's protecting Sally somehow, and she's responsible for the addiction demon, obviously, because she was an addict.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we'll get more on that later. But he really shut her down. Like, she's like, "All right, sorry, my bad."
I mean, we've all seen the addiction demon, so I would not want him messing with me at any point.
Totally.
But I think, how was he? I'm very interested to see. I hope we get a whole, or at least part of an episode where it does explain how this came about. And Sarah Paulson's such a great force, and I know we had talked about it when we were watching that she's been filming American Crime Story at the same time, and that's probably the reason why we don't have a whole lot of her. It's really disappointing, I feel like, just because she's so great.
She's there. She's always lingering around. She was in it quite a lot, but I know what you mean. It's not like hardcore on her. I saw an interview with Sarah Paulson a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about filming American Crime Story, where she's the main character, and then this, and obviously they're just polar opposites. She's playing a lawyer in one and a crack addict in the other one, and she said it's the most difficult acting she's ever done in her life.
I can totally
see that. But yeah, I'm really interested to see, getting back on topic, really interested to see where that leads, like with what's going on with that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God, man! So much going on here, and it's
so
all
much
about
John.
Yeah, we were really trying to like break this up a little bit tonight, but it's like there's basically one topic. We're just gonna it's gonna be a shorter episode.
It's all about John, you guys.
Yeah.
10 Commandments killer.
What did you think about? So, what did you guys think about the whole structure of the episode? Was really about John confessing to his partner.
I really like that. I almost wish this episode as a whole would have been done earlier, again, just because we kind of suspected that's what was going on with him, and at this point, I mean, it was something we needed, and I was excited to see like how it came about. But I feel like it would have been even more surprising a few episodes earlier than this.
Sure.
But obviously, there's stuff that has to happen before you can show it. I like that it was. Did you suspect that the other detective had the hots for Alex, like at any point earlier on?
How could anyone really, right? Like, I mean, so much came out. So what, were they having an affair? Was that confirmed?
Well, I don't think so. I think it was more about the whole, thou shalt not covet.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you did see where he had his hand on her hand and stuff like that. But I thought it was really cool how they.
Well, she's in love with Holden, so she can't love anybody else, right?
That's what she said. She's got something else going on there. But anyway, to their credit, I thought it was really cool how it was basically just John confessing the whole episode, and that's what we were seeing it from his point of view the whole time. Gruesome as hell, but I thought it was really cool.
I really liked it too. I thought it was interesting as well for his first official kill, that it was with an Academy Award.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
That was bizarre. And with Richard T. Jones, his partner, his detective partner, what exactly did he take from him? What body part was that? Was it a penis? Was it a heart? What was it?
A lot of people on Twitter have been saying it was his penis, that it was a bloody penis.
Jeez.
You're
it was
like,
a big
that
bag. Yeah. Oh, man.
No, you couldn't really tell. And on the other hand, I think if they were going to show it, they had to show it how they did, because it was so bloody that you really couldn't tell what it was. And I don't think FX can show too much of that.
Yeah.
They did a little bit of it on the stream.
Yeah.
Or not the stream, excuse me, the strain.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of.
Yeah. All right.
So you have to be careful with.
Guys, we'll let you discuss. We're going to go to a real quick break. We'll see you on the other side. We're going to discuss if that was a penis or not, and we'll see you soon.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking love it.
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
like, kill him, definitely kill him. We're cool.
Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way and the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's gonna happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world.
Another beautiful summer at theStream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Welcome back, guys. If you've just joined us, you're watching the American Horror Story After Show on theStream.tv. We've just been talking about severed penises and some Twitter fans.
Yeah, we got some people who had said to us, like, hey, it is a bloody penis.
Yeah, they're like, yo,
so
it's a dick. If
happened.
If it was a heart, they would have shown it. So that's your clarification. But we're going to get into a couple of fan Twitter questions. Kristin's going to take it.
All right. First up, we have Forever Johnny Boy wants to know, what did you think of 10 Commandments killer reveal and how the pieces fit into a puzzle, resulting in a domino effect?
That's an intricate question.
So much that happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad we learned all of it too, and it all kind of makes sense. I know we talked about a little bit. The Holden surprise was huge.
Yeah.
And it really did accelerate John's. I think it would have taken March a lot longer if he wouldn't have thought, hey, they have this beautiful child that my crazy ex-wife is gonna love, you know, let's just have her kidnap him. I mean, there was a lot of little things in there that really just hit the spot.
Yeah, I think I would have been disappointed with the killer being John if I feel like it works because they've left so much room for it to evolve from here on. Like, I mean, especially with the last thing we see that he knows it's him and he's really proud of it and he's ready to keep on going. It's like, what kind of monster are we about to witness him turning into? So, and then I also really liked that this was a 5-year plan for Mr. March. Yeah, he meticulously planned the abduction of his son, and I'm cool with it. You know, I was like, oh my, before I saw this episode, I was like, man, if it's John, I'm gonna be pretty bummed out. I literally wrote that. But I'm good. I'm happy with it. I think I like it.
It's a lot of alcohol in 5 years.
It's
like,
a
how
lot.
is he getting all of that free alcohol?
It's a lot of booze. What about you? You cool with it being John?
Yes. I'm like I said, I like the twists a little bit more that I feel like American Horror Story usually brings.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of waiting for that moment where a lot of it's like really cool and I love it, but I'm waiting for that moment where I was like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Almost like when we were sitting there and Ren got hit by that truck. Like moments like that where it takes my breath away.
Sure.
This was kind of like, okay, I see this. Now let's get back to like, why did that happen?
Yeah.
What did he do? How long did that take? And
Excellent.
so I really liked the dissection of it.
Sure. It gave us what we wanted. It's like, all right, you're the killer. Well, how did you do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Murphy kind of reads all these fan things and goes, okay, people want to know like all these questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer them for you. Like, don't worry, guys.
It was even cool how Iris actually was like, oh, thank Christ, I can act normal. It's like, cool, that really gave us some insight into why everyone in the hotel acts so weird all the time, you know, and is so nonchalant and has no idea and doesn't care and all that. So you can really tell. It was cool to know that they'd all been in on it and they knew what was going on.
Well, and I think if they would have said anything too, you know, they don't want to have to deal with the Countess or James March.
Yeah. Sure.
Those two people you do not want to piss off.
Very, very true. But Johnny Boy,
right.
thank you. Good question.
Thank you. This one is something we wanted to talk about because we're kind of like, what is going on with this? This is from, Akash.
Akasha the Damned. That's my girl, Donna.
Hey,
Legend.
Donna. She wants to know, will anyone talk about the vampire children running wild and massacring a school?
Thank you so much. We are. This is actually what I was kind of interrupting to talk about before, but that's it's so true, and I keep thinking about it after every episode. Is that a whole elementary school was infected with this vampire virus, if that's what you want to call it, and it looked like it was the whole show was about to take a turn to like a Walking Dead situation or something. Like it was looking like an epidemic, and then it never got touched again.
That was about 3 episodes ago too.
Yeah.
That all of this happened, and we haven't seen it since. We saw the one quick thing on the news with when Darren Criss was on, and they turned it on, and then nothing. Like these people, nobody's.
I mean, I guess it's hard to tell how much time's elapsed. I guess it might have only been since that 3rd episode, like 3 episodes ago. It might have only been a couple of days, and we haven't seen Alex really too much. So it's like she could be out, like freaking out, trying to cover it up. Who knows? But I feel like if they don't tie that little that part off, it'll be really weak.
Especially with so much. I mean, with social media and everything. I mean, I guess they don't have Wi-Fi in the hotel or whatnot that way, but it just seems like so many of these things are all over the place
Yeah.
in 20 seconds, you know everything.
Yeah.
You don't even necessarily have to be on your
Yeah.
phone for it to just know about it. I just feel like everything is
Yeah.
so quick. But
For sure, for sure. It's
yeah,
a good
where are these
question.
children
It's
and
a good
how many
question,
people have they
and
killed?
let's stay on that, all right? Let's
Come on,
let's
Ryan
not
Murphy.
forget
We
about
need-
those kids.
We need some answers.
We want an answer.
All right. Truly Hunter wants to know why. So this is about if you guys saw the preview for next week. If you haven't, cover your ears. This is about the preview that we saw afterwards. Why would Donovan and Ramona kill the Countess in Cortez? She's going to stay there for all eternity if she's living.
Sure, that's such a tough one with previews because they chop them up. You know what I mean? They'll take one sentence and finish it off with a different scene from someone saying something else. So, I mean, I don't know if that preview is supposed to get a rouse out of us, thinking that the Countess had been killed. I highly doubt that the Countess would be killed by a couple chumps, but maybe.
Well, she
And-
takes back Donovan.
Yeah,
Now that her, Tristan's gone.
she does.
Well, that's what it seemed like in the previews because
Yeah.
they were talking and everything
Yeah.
like that. So she seems to have kind of forgiven him and brought him.
That's
She
it.
needs- she
the only
needs her
thing-
lover, you
I'm
know?
just skeptical. I've been burned. I've gotten excited over previews before, and it never seems to work out exactly how I think. So
Yeah, she could be sleeping like in the
they
beginning,
could be
and then they're going
thinking
to
about
think
it. Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
skeptical on previews, man. But good question. Good thinking.
Yes. LMNO PZ wants to know. I love this. Who's the strap-on booty bandit rapist on AHS Hotel? We need answers.
The
addiction
demon. Yeah, well, and even we were talking about that. So it's like, even when I was saying he needs to be fed, how does he feed? Through his drill bit dildo?
Like
how
he
does that? How
feeds
exactly,
off of the pain
how
of other
exactly
people.
does that work? It's a good question.
I think that's a really good question.
Yeah, I would like to know. I mean, Mr. March said Sally conjured him up. So I want to know how one goes about conjuring up a demon with a strap-on drill bit dildo, and what's going to happen with that? Another good question.
And I'm
that I
kind of
have no
wondering
idea
if it
the
has
answer
something
is.
to do with the fact that the addiction led to her being killed. Ultimately, granted, she got pushed out of a window by Iris,
Yeah.
but maybe it's her way of trying to get the addiction away from her. So she put it all in a spirit
Yeah.
or something, and that's
Yeah.
what conjured up
Yep.
to help with her pain. And then all of a sudden she realized, oh wait, maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Totally. And
This demon wasn't exactly what I thought it would be.
If you think right back to the first episode when Max Greenfield was getting raped, she was like lying next to him and saying, telling him to tell her that he loved her. All that weird stuff. Like, I wonder if that's all that kind of thing is going to play into it, why she would be saying that.
Well, and I wonder if part of that, now that I'm thinking about it, is the fact that with John, he didn't remember her half the time. So maybe she's searching for somebody to say that
True.
that they love her because he's been in and out, and
Yeah.
then the fact that later on he's claiming he doesn't know her,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
they're like having
That's got to mess
sex
with
in
your
the
emotions.
elevator, sort of.
Yeah, that's got to mess with your emotions. It's a good point.
No wonder she's crying all the time.
Yeah.
All right, we have Blur Boy wants to know, can anyone explain why Sally doesn't even have a scene with the Countess? Kinda interesting. They really don't have anything together.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's a good question. I'm trying to think back to the first episodes.
Well, and she seems to be around stuff that's like the blood that's going to the
Yeah.
Countess. I mean, she talked to the, Ren about
never specifically
following, but
there,
she's
yeah.
never actually with the Countess.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just too much. Maybe they would bang heads too much, or they have a bad past. or
Yeah, or
just kind of,
maybe she's scared of her. Or that's a good question.
Well, we talked about a little bit earlier on in the season, it didn't seem like the ghosts and vampires mingle very much. And it seems like the only ones that really have been now March with the Countess. Otherwise, they kind of leave each other alone.
Yeah.
Maybe just, the vampires figure I have no use for
Yeah.
these dead people.
Yeah.
I can't do anything with
Yeah.
them. I can't manipulate them. They're dead. I can't drink from them.
Yeah. It's funny how much segregation there is in the hotel. It's like the kids are there, the Ten Commandment killer's there, but all these things are going on, and you're right. You never see scenes with them in there, and even the Swedish tourist twin, like the Swedish tourist, they're off in some room, and we'll never speaking to Helena Matson. She hasn't got any more episodes coming up, so I guess they're just locked away, and we don't see them again. It's funny how many little chambers we're seeing here that they don't actually interact at all. So it's a good question. I didn't even realize that.
No, I didn't even think about that too much either. But because Sally always seems to kind of be in the background.
Yeah.
But they're really not together too
Definitely.
much.
Is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah.
Or
That's it. Most of the other ones, you know, they're all very. A lot of people are wondering about
Yeah.
where are those children that got turned.
Totally. Any shout outs we want to give before we wrap this up?
I want to shout out to everybody in the live chat who's been amazing. A lot of you guys have been on here every week. We love it. Try to look at it as much as possible while we're doing the show. I See Stars 1022, Brandon Hollinger, Darla Burns, Forever Johnny Boy, who we read the question with as well. He's great on Twitter. We also have Chen Ayik, if I'm saying that right. I apologize. So I want to thank you guys. You guys are always really great and always on here, and we love interacting with you guys. So
Awesome. All right, guys, that is it from us. That was a killer episode. I really did like it, even though it was
slower,
dark
but
and
it was good.
slow, bizarre. I thought it was awesome. You've been watching theStream.tv with the American Horror Story After Show. Make sure you're tweeting us questions all week because we are both hitting you back all week long and all night long because we're nerds and we live and breathe this stuff. The hashtag is
#AHSAS.
excellent. My name is Xavier Brinkman.
And I'm Kristin Carole.
And we will catch you next time,
See
guys.
you next time.
See ya.
Bye.